So, in case you hadn't been following the journey and you're just logging in now, for literally 6 or 7 or maybe even more years, I was struggling. Brain fog, lethargy out the yin yang, but stomach troubles. Um, but more than that, I had this periorbital pressure on my left hand side that went from, maybe once a week or so to almost every single day of my life. And some days it was more easily managed, and other days it became quite a struggle to carry on through the day. Um, I I went through every Western medicine doctor. I had my wisdom teeth pulled out. I had a retainer put in. I went to an allergist, an eye doctor. I had a scan of my brain. Um, I had sinus surgery, my whole nasal passage reworked. Um, let's see what else. I'm sure that, and did I say allergist? I literally went to everybody. And then during COVID, my farm boy found an integrative doctor in Chicago, and I went to him, and there was some definite success with that. He was able to identify that I had SIBO, which is small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, and something else, and I'm honestly forgetting. And then, however, meeting with his nutritionist, dietitian, they told me that I had histamine intolerance. And that can be from hormonal imbalance. It can be a combination of that and certain foods causing an overload of histamine in your system, and your system just can't get it out. But at that point, TBH, I was pretty much solidly gluten-free, dairy-free, very little sugar. Um, and then I went off of corn byproducts, nightshades. I mean, I was down to like eating air, and it's none fun. Alcohol free. I mean, like, just life was just becoming like zero fun. Everything had to be, what am I consuming? How do I feel? How is it worth the effort? And so I kind of plateaued at some point with that whole protocol. And then again, Farm Boy came through, and he found another integrative doctor who did blood work and examined my blood on a cellular level. And then we met via Zoom, and he put me on a supplement protocol that it was like completely overwhelming. But I followed it because A, I like to be a good student, and B, because when you feel so bad and you know that the rest of the world doesn't feel like you do, and it shouldn't be that way, you're willing to try anything. So I started his extreme protocol on supplements, and he told me, he goes, when he looked at my blood work, he's like, you have a crazy messed up system, and this is gonna be ugly for a while, but I promise you I will help you feel better. And he also said, I know, based on what I'm seeing with your blood work, that you feel like doo-doo all the time. And I'm gonna tell you, I cried. I cried in the middle of that Zoom call because no doctor saw me, quote unquote, saw me, right? I wasn't gaslit. They just didn't have an answer. And I felt bad because Farm Boy heard nothing but me be miserable and moaning so much of my day. Our family members just must have been sick about hearing me say, well, I can't eat that, blah, I can't do this. Oh, I feel like doo-doo. So I followed this protocol, and then we reconvened several months later, and he changed the protocol slightly. Um, and I've been on that now for a couple of months. And at our first reconvening, at our where he changed the protocol, I was already feeling 75% better. And I am here to tell you today that I am 98% better. Hallelujah. I'm still very mindful. Almost no gluten. I have brought dairy back into my life, which I know causes inflammation and isn't great. But cheese, right? Cheese. That's the dairy I do. So, no corn byproducts. I think they make me feel the worst. Very little nightshades, which is sad because eggplants and tomatoes, mushroom, my favorites. Love them. But I keep it to a minimum. And honestly, I have also removed a lot of carbs at the end of my day. If I'm going to have carbs, I have them more in the beginning to middle of my day. So I have a little bit of rice at night, or a little bit of pasta, or sweet potato, or whatever it is, that I try to not end my day with that, because then my stomach just expands and feels, again, like doo-doo. So, head, 98% better. Tummy still has its end of day blues, but it's a manageable feeling, and I know it's what I've eaten at the end of the day and I'm not moving as much. But let me just end this here. Don't hesitate to DM me. I would love to share the good news. I would love to share the doctor's name, how to reach them. I would love to share or answer any questions that you might have, because nobody should feel like I was feeling all of the time. Mwah. Take care, and I hope you feel better.